Hi students, welcome back. Let's begin with properties of triangles. Now let's first understand the definition of triangle. Now you have seen triangles before. You have studied what is a triangle. You know a triangle has three sides. So what is a triangle? A triangle is a closed plane figure. It is closed. So it's a closed plane figure bounded by three line segments. Right? So what is a triangle? It is a closed figure and it is bounded by three sides. So suppose if I take this triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, I have three sides. Which are those three sides? AB, BC and AC. Right? These are your three sides. And it has three angles. Angle A, angle B and angle C. And also three vertices. Right? It has three vertices. Point A, point B and point C. So did you understand? So AB, BC, AC or CA. These are your sides. Then angle A, angle B and angle C are your angles. Alright. Let's next move on to what are exterior angles. Okay. Now exterior and interior angles. Now if I have this figure triangle ABC and I have extended this line to D. Alright, I have angle A, angle B, angle C. Angle A, angle B, angle C. Let's name that as 1, 2 and 3. And let's keep this as 4. Now if you see angle A, C, D, this is outside your triangle. So angle 4, that is angle ACD, which is equal to angle 4, is outside your triangle. So this is your exterior angle. Alright? Did you understand? So angle ACD is your exterior angle. Now angle 1, 2, 3, these are inside the triangle and so they become your interior angle. But how do we relate these angles? Angle 4 is your exterior angle. The angle next to it is called as adjacent angle. Remember, angle 3 is adjacent to angle 4, right? Because it is next to it. Then what do these other two angles become? These two angles are called as opposite because they are opposite to this exterior angle. So they are opposite interior angles. Clear children? They are called as opposite but they are inside. So they are opposite interior angles. Is that clear? So when you have a triangle which is extended, then angle ACD is your exterior angle. Alright? Now this angle is next to it. So this becomes your adjacent angle. Correct? And these are opposite to this, but they are inside. So angle A and angle B are called as opposite interior angles. Is this clear? Now let's move on to properties of a triangle. Alright. Now when we come to the properties of a triangle, the first one says the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. What do I understand by this? Any triangle if you take children and you add all the three angles, the sum means to add. So when I add angle A plus angle B plus angle C, all this should be equal to 180 degree. Clear? So always remember, what is your first property that you need to understand in a triangle? The angles, all the three angles, that is angle A, angle B, angle C, or say angle PQR, angle P plus angle Q plus angle R. Let them be any angles. The sum of the angles of a triangle, that is, when you add all the three angles, the answer should be equal to 180 degrees. Now let's see what is second property. Alright, let's see the second property. Now, you've seen this triangle before and we just understood that when your line extends, then you get an exterior angle. So let's see how do we apply it with triangles. It says the exterior angle is equal to the sum of its opposite interior angles. Now what does this mean? Now here if I take children, this becomes your exterior angle. Correct? This is your exterior angle, and I have told you that here, let's take it as 1, 2 and 3. These are your interior angles, and according to this property, what does it say? Exterior angle is equal to your exterior angle is equal to the sum. Sum means you add the sum of its opposite interior angles. Now you know these are inside. Anything next to it becomes the adjacent. So it is these two angles which become the opposite interior angles. So remember, exterior angle is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Clear? So what did you understand so far with triangles? You know a triangle is a closed figure bounded by 3 line segments, means it has 3 sides. Then it has 3 angles. It could be anything that you name, angle A, B, an angle C, or P, Q, R, whatever it is. So every triangle has 3 angles and it has 3 vertices. Then when you come to the properties of a triangle, when you add children all the 3 angles, the sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. And the next property that you have learned is about exterior angles. The exterior angle is always equal to the sum of its opposite interior angles. Now let's learn one more important result in this. Alright, the important result here is the sum of the length of any 2 sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. What do I understand by this? For example, children, if we take, say, 8 centimeter, this is 6 centimeter, and this is, say, 13 centimeter. Alright? So, according to your property, the sum of any 2 sides, when you add, those 2 sides should always be greater than the third side. Let me take the smaller 2. I have 8 plus 6 children. So when I add 8 plus 6, this answer should be greater than 13. Let's check. I get 14 greater than 13. So that means I can draw this triangle. Children, so whenever you are drawing the triangle, either they give you angles or they give you the sides. So before constructing this triangle or before drawing this triangle, you must make sure with these properties. So remember, if the sum of the 2 sides is greater, see I have 14 here, than the third side, that means I can draw this triangle. But suppose if I had 8 plus 6, say, and this, let me take this as 15 centimeter. Okay, this is 15 centimeter. Now I know what is your condition, that the sum of the lengths of any two sides should be greater than the third side. Now 8 plus 6 should be greater than 15. Correct? That is your condition. But 8 plus 6 gives me 14 and here it is 15. That means I cannot construct this triangle or I cannot draw this triangle. Always remember, it can neither be equal nor should it be less. The sum of the lengths of the two which you add should always be greater than the third side. I hope this is clear, children. Let's move on to exercise 18a. We will do a few sums and then we will come back to the rest of the properties. Alright, so now let's read question 1. Is it possible to form a triangle by 3 line segments of the following length? Now question 1, alright, is 8 centimeter, 6 and 15. Now when I add 8 plus 6, it gives me 14. Now 14 is not more than the third side. So the first one, you cannot form a triangle. Correct? Then question 1, the second sum we will see. 6 plus 8 when I add, I get 14 and the third side is also 14. It cannot be equal. What is your condition? The sum of any two sides should always be greater than the third side. So you cannot do. Now the third one I have written here. Let's see. 5, 6 and 10 centimeter. These are the three sides. So when I add these two, 5 plus 6, the sum of the length of any two sides of a triangle should be greater than 10. 5 plus 6 is 11 and is greater than 10. So this can form a triangle. Correct? Or this can be constructed. This triangle can be constructed. Why? Because the length of the two sides which you add is more than the third side. Let's see here. I have 5.6 plus 4.4. When I add this, it should be greater than the third side. 5.6 plus 4.4 would give me 10, right? 5.6 plus 4.4. 6 plus 4 is 10, 5 and 4 9, so 10.0 means 10 centimeter and 10 is greater than 9. So even this can be formed, even this triangle can be constructed, right? Now here I have an equilateral triangle. If you see, all the three sides are equal. So take any two sides and add 6 plus 6. According to your condition, when you add these two, it should be greater than the third side. 6 plus 6 is 12, which is greater than 6. That means I can form this triangle. This triangle can be formed, or this triangle can also be constructed. So I hope you have understood the first question. Let's move on to question 2. Children, exercise 18a, question 2. Is it possible to have a triangle with these kind of measures? Now we have 25, 65 and 90. Now in your previous question, question 1, we spoke about the length of the triangles. Like for example, this was 6, this was 5, say this was 4. This was the length. We were talking about the length of the triangles, correct? And what was the property? The sum of the length of any two sides should be greater than the third side. For example, 6 plus 4 gives me 10. And when I add these two, it is greater than 5. So I can draw this triangle, or you can form this triangle. Now, instead of the sides, they have given you the angles of a triangle. And what do you mean by that? Notice I have this as 25 degrees, this is 65 degrees and they say this is 90 degrees. Now you know the properties of your triangle. What does it say when you need to draw a triangle? The sum of the angles of a triangle should be equal to 180. So when I add 25 plus 65 plus 90, this gives me 180 degrees, correct? I have 25, I have 65, then this gives me 90, plus 90 gives me 180 degrees, correct? That means I can form a triangle, or it is possible to have this triangle, right? We can have this triangle. Why? Because the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. What is your reason? Because the sum of the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Correct? Now let's move on to the next step. I have 70, 70 and 50. So when I add this, the fourth one, I did the first one for you. Now let's see the fourth one. 70 plus 70 plus 50. 70 plus 70 would give me 140. 140 plus 50 would give me 190. So that means I cannot draw this triangle, or this triangle cannot be formed. Why? Because the sum of the angles of a triangle should be 180 and this exceeds. So you cannot form this triangle. This triangle cannot be formed. Is this clear, children? So from exercise 18a, question 1 and 2, now you will work out and let me know whether you have understood or not. Clear?